In this video, we're going to be changing the oil on my 1996 Ford Explorer. I like to go ahead and drive up onto 2x4 blocks. It's going to give me about another 1.5 inches and just make life a little bit easier underneath the car. Then we're going to go ahead and take off the oil filler cap at the top of the engine. And what that's going to do is give us a nice steady stream of oil coming out from the oil pan. We're using a 19mm socket here, and we're going to go ahead and loosen that up. And it's nice having the oil drain bolt vertical on this car, so the oil just streams down perfectly straight, just like that. A lot of cars have them at an angle, so you sort of have to guess where you're going to put your oil pan and hope that you don't make a mess, because it's all going to shoot out. I went ahead and let it drain out for about an hour. I did some other things and replaced the oil filter in the meantime. These bigger sized oil filters you can generally take off and put on with your hand, especially if you have a glove with a pretty good rubber grip on it. If yours is really wrenched on there tight, you might have to use a oil filter wrench, which are like these little covers that go on it, and then your ratchet snaps into that. One time I had to drill a hole and stick a flathead screwdriver through an oil filter and use that for leverage. Yeah, that was crazy, but so I like to go ahead and pre-fill the oil filters on these. On these filters in particular, you can actually do that because they're mounted up vertically in the car. Some of them, they go on sideways and you'll spill the oil out if you pre-fill it too much. But then we'll go ahead and lube that O-ring just with a little bit of oil using your finger. The trick with this is just to make sure you're applying upward force when you're turning the oil filter and threading it on. And it's a pretty tight fit in there, but definitely doable. Like I said, definitely recommend getting some gloves with a good grip. These ones come in a 3-pack from Walmart for, I think, $1.98, so definitely worth swooping some of those. And just go ahead and get it nice and hand tight as much as you can with your grip. I always like to clean the threads and the surface that the crush washer is going to go up against. Just some peace of mind to know that we're going to get a really good seal there on the bolt and the washer. I have a torque wrench, so I went ahead and used it and set it to 19 foot-pounds. If you don't have a torque wrench, you can definitely just use your regular ratchet. and make sure you don't over tighten it. The nice thing about copper crush washers is that they'll sort of give you a little bit of feedback when you're tightening it, and just make sure you don't over tighten it. Now the fun part, filling it up with the new oil. This time I went ahead and blended together some Castrol GTX High Mileage, which is a synthetic blend, and the Castrol Magnatec. So far I really like that oil combo. They're both 5W30 weights, so perfectly fine to mix them. Engine's smooth, the valves are nice and quiet. And go ahead and check your oil once you've put in about 4.5 quarts. We pre-filled our filters, so when the engine does circulate oil, we won't lose as much as if you didn't pre-fill your filter. And I always like to go ahead and pour my used oil back into the 5-quart containers so I can take them back to O'Reilly's or Walmart or any of the places that take used motor oil.